Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to the chemistry class. Today we will discuss the solubility and solute-solvent interaction. It is our common observation that lithium chloride is highly soluble in water, but gasoline is not. Similarly, gasoline is readily mixed with benzene, but lithium chloride do not. It is because that there is an interaction between the solute particle and solvent molecule. If the interaction between solute particles and solvent molecule is stronger enough, then the solute has to dissolve in the solvent and give us a solution. In other words, we say that the interaction between lithium ion and chloride ion with water molecule is stronger. That is why it get dissolved in water, but the attraction between gasoline and water molecule is weak, so it remain undissolved. It means that if a solute dissolve in water, then there should be a strong attractive force between solute particle as well with the solvent molecule. Let we take the reason like dissolve like. If the solute and solvent are similar in the properties and structure, they are likely dissolve in one another, otherwise it will remain undissolved. Starting from the dissolution of an ionic compound in water. How an ionic compound dissolve in water? Before discussing the topic, we should know that water is a universal solvent. It is because of the fact that water is highly polar molecule. The reason of polarity is oxygen is being more electronegative, pulls the electron more towards itself and it becomes negatively charged. The hydrogen will become partial positively charged. So two opposite charge poles are created. That is why water is a polar compound. Now what happens when some sodium chloride is put in water? The first step of dissolving sodium chloride by water is to break the inter-ionic forces of between sodium and chloride ion by water molecule. This process is endothermic process. It means that to break the attractive force between ions, certain energy is needed. That energy is provided by the system, by the water itself. So water molecule attract the ions towards itself, and as a result these ions are broken down. The positive and negative ion are separated by water molecule. In the next step, water molecules surround the sodium ion and chloride ion. In this case, the positive ion, that is sodium ion, is surrounded by water molecule by directing its negative end towards it, while the negative ion is attracted by water molecule by directing its positive end towards it. This surrounding of water molecule around the ions is said to be hydration. Hydration is the surrounding of water molecule around solute ion is called hydration. During the process of hydration, water molecule attract the positive and negative ion. As these ions come closer to the water molecule, energy is released. So this process is an exothermic process. Now these two processes will decide whether a solution form with the release of temperature, whether the process of dissolution is exothermic or whether the process of dissolution is an endothermic. If the energy required to break the ion is greater than that of the energy released when ions are surrounded by water molecule, then the process of dissolution will be an endothermic process and heat will be required. And if the amount of energy required to break the inter-ionic forces is lesser than that of the energy released when these ions are surrounded by water molecule, then the process of dissolution will be an exothermic process. That is why when we want to dissolve potassium chloride in water, then it will get dissolved by absorption of heat. It is an endothermic process. But when calcium oxide is put in water, heat is released and the container get hot. So this dissolution is an exothermic process. Lithium chloride or sodium chloride are readily dissolved in water, but why not lithium chloride dissolved in benzene or carbon disulfide? These two solvents cannot break the inter-ionic forces between lithium chloride, and as we mentioned earlier that if a solvent molecule has can break the ions of ionic compound, then they can dissolve, otherwise will remain undissolved. So as benzene and carbon disulfide are non-polar, they cannot break the inter-ionic forces. That is why they cannot dissolve lithium chloride. The second is the liquid, solute and solvent. Now we are taking some liquid, both solute and solvent are in liquid state. So depending upon the dissolution, we have three types of liquids where the solvent and solute both are in liquid state. Immiscible liquid are those which are cannot mix in any proportion with one another. For example, if we mix benzene with water, both of them cannot mix together, they do not give us a solution. Partially miscible liquid are those in which some liquid solute can add in a lot of solvent, but still it is not completely form a uniform mixture and do not give a solution where the composition is uniform. For example, phenol water system. Completely miscible liquid are those which can dissolve in one another in all proportion. For example, alcohol and water. Be remember that when benzene and water is added, two distinct layers are formed. For example, instead of taking benzene, we have oil. When oil is added in water, then it occupies the surface of water because oil cannot dissolve in water. Oil is a non-polar liquid while water is a polar. So both do not dissolve and they form two distinct phases in which oil phase can be seen from in the from can be seen in above the water. Partially miscible liquid are those in which somehow the two liquids mix together. For example, a phenol water system. When equal amount of phenol and water are mixed together, then two phases are formed. The upper layer is a solution of the lower. For example, the upper layer phenol in water. This is the solution of phenol in water, while in the lower layer water in phenol. In the upper layer phenol is a solute and water is a solvent, while in the lower layer water is a solute and phenol is a solvent. The third form is completely miscible liquid. These are the two liquids in which are likely dissolved in one another and they form a solution in all proportion. They form a solution of uniform composition. For example, when alcohol is added in water, then a homogeneous mixture is formed. Be remember that when we say dissolution in all proportion, that means that we cannot draw any proportionality. For example, for sodium chloride, we say that 36 gram of sodium chloride is soluble in 100 gram of water. So the proportionality is 37 gram of sodium chloride and 100 gram of water. But this proportionality cannot be drawn when alcohol is mixed in water. Let me take 50 centimeter cube of alcohol and 100 centimeter cube of water. Then after adding alcohol, it will get dissolved until we exceed 100 centimeter cube of alcohol and still water remain at 100 centimeter cube. So we cannot draw any proportion. The two liquids are dissolved in one another without any fixed proportion. Such type of dissolution is said to be dissolution anal proportional. So it is all about the dissolution and solute solid interaction. Thank you and have a nice day.